you?
Thank you so much for having me. It is so good to be here.
I am so excited to have you on Confidence Conversations. We have a lot to get into today.
Yes, we do. And
Yes.
I'm excited because I love these types of conversations.
Yeah, so we're going to dive right in, and I want to know from you, what does confidence really mean?
Confidence means, and this is one of my favorite quotes, it's confidence means that when you walk into a room and you're the only one in the room that looks like you, then that's the right room. You are in the right room, and that's where change happens. So that's confidence. Confidence to know that you can carry on, but you can break barriers. You can step into industries that are not represented by women, people of color, and just in general in life. That is confidence. It's to have the mindset that you will be able and willing to move forward with that care and passion of I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, whether you have a plan or not. So
I think that's so important. And the part that you just said, whether you have a plan or not, like life comes at us every which way, and we won't always have a plan, but being able to rest assured in those moments where you don't have a plan and know that you'll get through, and being able to stand out, like you said, in those rooms where you are the only person that looks like you, that talks like you, that's from the same place, the same socioeconomic background, what have you, to be able to be in those rooms and make yourself feel at home, or if at least feel comfortable, and also to be able to use your voice in those situations, I think is so important.
Absolutely. I call it the confidence kick in, because when you kick in, when confidence kicks in, there's times where we don't know that confidence just kicked in, but it has. And I think that's that our godly spiritual guidance, which says you might, be apprehensive or hesitant, but that when confidence kicks in, it really is that little nudge by God saying, I've got you, and whatever you are getting ready to venture into, that I will kind of order your steps. So the confidence kick in is key, just in life and in general.
I'm going to have to start using that, the confidence kick in. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And I know that you have kicked in your confidence 1,000,001 times, especially where you started your career, because you weren't always the founder and owner of Rhythm Brewing Company. You actually started back in the day doing construction.
Yes. And absolutely.
Being in a male-dominated field, I can only imagine what you had to sort of pull from within you to really lead and own your position. So I want to hear all about that.
Oh, absolutely. And let's just go back we're talking about that powerful word, confidence. It kicks in as a child. It kicks in with family and parents, moms and dads and grandparents and aunts and the extended family that pour in the confidence. So I was blessed with two parents who continue to pour that confidence into me. And so, I'd be remiss without going back to really where do you get that initial first taste of confidence? And that is with, just a solid, family core. And so going back, my parents, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So it was injected in the DNA at an early age, but they were allowing me to, with confidence, pursue anything that I wanted to. Construction, dance school at 3. So when I was getting into these fields, I had an instant, confidence level. I think that was kind of through the roof, but that was nurtured for all of those years. So when you ask, where does, when did it kick in, construction company, it really started when I was very, very, very young.
It's great. And I love that you have that foundation. It's such a crucial thing because if you're lacking that foundation, you actually have
Yeah.
to go on and be able to cultivate that confidence for yourself. And that's,
Yes.
it's so important that we have these conversations because it's great to hear stories of women who have had that confidence poured into them and have had their dreams supported from day one. And then also to be able to talk to all of our listeners who are building it up for themselves for the very first time because it's never too late. And, you know, confidence is a journey.
Absolutely.
It's
It
not a
is.
destination. And it's one of those things where we can be confident and great in one area of our lives and still have work to do in another. And so it's one of those things where we really have to take a step back, assess,
Yes.
like, who am I? Where am I?
So true.
Yeah. So I want to know, where are you in your confidence journey?
Well, I will think you mentioned construction, and I have to go back to that because that was my first taste of male-dominated industry and being the only one in that room and knowing, see, when you're on a mission to change and empower, and it's not an I thing, it's a how can we help all of us thing, you get that, you know, you can pump your chest up because you know you've got people's lives and futures hanging on the balance of your shoulders. And so I know that that's where, when I was in the construction industry, that's where the confidence kicked in because I said, if I'm going to have contractors working and developing in the inner city or in these communities where we are represented and we're taxpayers, then they have to employ us. So that was I think sometimes your passion for something and your confidence are connected because I knew that I had to be that voice probably for the voiceless of people coming in, building around them and not giving them that opportunity. So that's the confidence, the passion and the confidence. If you're on a journey, if you're on a mission, they go hand in hand. So in the construction, I knew that I needed to make a change because that's how I give back and I pay forward confidence in someone else by getting a job in the trades, being able to work on a housing development that you potentially can work on and then potentially manage one day. So that's the inception of passion, confidence working together.
It's so true, right? I think a lot of times we have areas of our life where we're kind of dibbling and dabbling and not really sure if we're passionate about it. But once you find that area that you love, regardless of how much background knowledge you have, that's where you're like interested in finding out what you don't know and really taking charge of your own destiny in that pursuit.
Absolutely.
That's what fuels your fire, and that's what gives you confidence in those areas. And it's not like you have to have all of the background. You have to have been doing this. This fuels my fire, and so I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it happen. You're so on point with that.
Absolutely. And I think if more people had that mindset, or if we shared more stories like this, because whatever situation you are in, you could be in the middle of the grocery store and you need confidence kick in. You need that to kick in for whatever. If you want to just go up and say, listen, I'm looking for a job, or are you hiring? Some folks, if they don't have that confidence or that wherewithal to like just take that step forward, people are missing out on opportunities. So you can encounter confidence anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if you've ever experienced any imposter syndrome or kind of question, am I supposed to be here, especially in your work in construction?
No, that never happened.
Yeah. I love that. And I think that's a huge part of having that confidence poured into you in such a young age. So I'm wondering, since you have such an innate sense of confidence, what recommendations you would give to women who may be feeling a little intimidated in their field?
Right. And that's such an awesome question. If someone's out there listening and they just they're like, well, how am I going to get there? What am I going to do? That's when the self-doubt starts kicking in. But then that's when the aha moments should start kicking in. So if you're out there, and again, I'm blessed that I had that confidence built up within me through the years, but there are people out there for whatever reason might not have that tool. And sometimes it is a tool. Sometimes it's just innate, because like I said, sometimes you don't have to pour into someone and you just are automatically confident. So, you know, there's both sides of the spectrum, but I would tell anyone out there, if you're thinking it, you've got to go for it. So you've got to muster up that courage and that confidence to just speak on whatever you are thinking. People don't know they can change the world. Literally change the world. That's impactful. You can change the world. Your thoughts, if you put confidence behind that, you can literally say something or do something or build something or manifest something that will change the world. So if you're out there, please take that and let that, you know, manifest, and let that kind of breathe in your soul, because that's key. That's crucial.
And I want to stop there for a second, because I want to make it very clear. We're not talking about a certain type of person. We're not speaking to a subgroup of people. You can change the world. I think that's like what's so awesome about this, and just believing in yourself or doing it afraid. One huge part of confidence is like, you, even when you don't know the answers, even when you do, like, you're nervous, you don't know what's coming next, do it anyway, go after it. Like, your voice needs to be heard, and you have no clue, like, the impact that even having the courage to say, I'm scared, I'm nervous.
That's the start. That is so powerful. Yes.
And you affect so many lives when you're able to just be honest and upfront and say, child, I'm nervous. I don't know. Because there are so many other people that feel that way. And I think that a lot of times we suffer in silence, or we think that, you know, everyone else has it together because Instagram says so, right? And they say so. So everyone has it together, and we think that, oh gosh, something must be wrong with me because I'm not doing it. Oh no, honey.
No, call me on a Wednesday when I'm in the midst of beer sales, distribution, orders, brewing, going to the salsa studio, teaching classes. No, we are all human. And so you've got to know that it's not IG world all of the time. It's not social media. We selfie, we look good, but in the middle of the day, we have our doubts and we get overwhelmed. So it is real. And I'm going to tell you, like you said, you can change the world. So I'm out there and I'm looking at you, but I want to contact us. Let us know on this platform how you change the world, because I love those success stories.
Yes, please write them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, because we want to know what it is that you love doing, how you're inspiring others, or how you're just inspiring yourself. What did you do today?
Right.
It could be something, honestly, guys, sometimes confidence is just getting out of bed in the morning. Sometimes confidence is just doing one little thing, like something that people would say, oh, you didn't do anything today. But for you, that was monumental. And so I wouldn't take that for granted, and, you know, share that. Be proud of yourself, because those little bits, those small things, those are accomplishments too.
Exactly. So, and you know what, you said something so important. I just want to say this. And it's for everyone. So this is for the 4 or 5 year old that's comprehending this, that might be watching with mommy. So it's for the 5-year-old to the 75-year-old. It's for the woman, it's for women, it's for men, it's for the multitude of colors of people, because I think everybody deserves to have that opportunity of confidence. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's for everybody. We want people to win. And so more people that are winning. And so it's, so that I just wanted to say that it is for everybody. So it's you that's out there listening to this conversation. It's for everyone. Let it manifest.
Yes. And while we're manifesting, I want to hear all about how you manifested this amazing tango business and then pivoted onto, or not pivoted, but you added on to your awesome sort of serial entrepreneurship journey, Rhythm Brewing Co. Let's start with the tango because you have such a cool story. So you have to tell us.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to take off my construction hat and my construction boots, and I'm going to put on my salsa dress, not literally, and my heels, and we're going to salsa into that journey. So, and I will tell you how blessings and how life connects. And so don't ever think for one second what you're doing right now is not connected to what you're going to be doing in the future. Yeah. And I will tell you why. It is so important. Through the SBA, for the construction company, I was flown to Puerto Rico to talk to women in business about how you break down doors in white male dominated industries such as construction. So while I was there, I said, let me just, let my hair down. I'm here on business, but let me go have a little pleasure. So I walked into the El San Juan Hotel one evening and it completely changed my life because I just thought I was in the middle of a movie. People were dancing around. The place was gorgeous. The salsa band was just, it sounded so good. And the energy in the room was palpable. And I will tell you, I said, whatever they're doing, I am not coming back to Puerto Rico unless I know how to do that. And girl, let me tell you, I came home from that business trip. It was very successful, by the way. We had, gotten a lot of grants to women and especially women of color in construction. So on a high note, I come back home and I take one salsa lesson with a local salsa instructor, but now he had just come from Puerto Rico and his English was just, he was working on his English. And of course I'm working on my salsa and instantly addicted to the music, the dance. And that was 20 years ago. And I opened up Alisa's House of Salsa, which is my salsa baby. And it has flourished. It's become a brand in its life of its own. And we're talking about confidence. I was confident enough in my brain, to pivot from 13 years of construction with the family. And when I went home to the family and said, Mom and Dad, I love you. I've dedicated 13 years. And they told me, Alisa, we love you. Go spread your wings and go dance, dance, dance. And we're here to support you. So it was, and so it went from one studio to 2 studios to 3 studios. And I will tell you the confidence, I had the confidence because as a 3-year-old, I was in dance school. So I knew I had the background of dance and music, but I was the confidence to pivot from construction, now leaving that after 13 years.
Because you're going from something that you not just knew, but it was a family business and you'd spent so much time invested in it. And I think that this is where labels and identity and ego come into play so huge because we identify with whatever job we have, whatever titles we're doing, even whatever money we're bringing in from these successful businesses. And then when we get a spark from something else or this passion that comes along, it's like, oh my God, I really want to do that, but I can't. We don't even entertain the possibility a lot of times. We just say, I can't do this because this is going on. It doesn't fit with my identity. It doesn't fit with my schedule. And never even consider that we're multidimensional human beings. This is most certainly can be part of your identity. This can most certainly be a part of your schedule. You know why? Because people make time to do the things that they want to do, but it's us kind of stepping back and allowing ourselves, giving ourselves their permission to do that. And I think that the way that society is set up and systems and structures are kind of put in place, we're made to think that, we have our thing, we have our lane, and this is what we do. And so the concept of going from completely pivoting. I mean, you didn't go to construction real estate. You went from construction to salsa. Okay.
Yes.
That idea is such a foreign concept. And I think it's so much easier than we allow ourselves to believe it, because all you have to do is give yourself permission.
Yes. And that is the truth, because I'm going, okay, at 30 years old, passion, paycheck, because let's keep it real. The construction industry will allow you to travel and just live a cushy life if you choose to do that. But I chose not to. And I said, I really had to say, all right, am I going to continue doing this construction where, it wasn't, my soul was not in it anymore. My heart was with my family, but, am I just going to go be a broke salsa dancer, like starving artist, because that's what they call the starving artist, for the rest of my life? And guess what? At 30 years old, I was fine with that. So
and I had to. What happened? You were a starving artist. That's the craziest part. Is when
I was a
passion, everything else falls in line, and that's the wildest thing that I've learned about life, abundance, and manifestation. Is like we often, especially with these more creative ventures, right? Because like I'm a biology major. I have a master's in public. Like I'm like hard science, like law school, you name it. And and think about creative ventures, it's like, oh no. This is
I was scared.
I was for me.
Yeah. I was like, I'm giving up a lot, but it was monetary. And it wasn't worth my passion and life, because when I took that first salsa lesson, there was a spark that hit me. And I'm like, this is what I was missing. And so if the paychecks have to go away, they just have to go away. And I have to start
from passion to confidence, right? Because we talked about how your passion make you confident. You started the conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. Passion to confidence, right back to paycheck, because you had the confidence to keep going. And so you give that up for just a moment. But when you
just a little bit,
you're passionate about, the money will follow, the security will follow, the confidence will follow, because you're doing something that you love. It's fueling your soul every day. And honestly, work doesn't feel like work anymore.
Oh, it doesn't. Who's teaching salsa with all of that wonderful tropical music, and you're looking at your clock going, and your students are in there and they're smiling and they're having the best time? Who is doing this? Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to be over. Never, no one, ever. So
you're sad when it's over. Like usually I'm during those things, I'm looking at the clock, like hoping that it's going by a little more slowly, because it goes by.
Yes.
Yeah.
My students will tell you, Alisa does not wear a watch. I really don't. I have watches that, match some of my outfits. Like if I'm going out and it's pretty and it's got some bling on it. But at my studio, I never wear a watch, because people go, we're like over 45 minutes. And I go, we are. And it's because I'm watching the joy that is being manifested through students that come in there for confidence. I tell people this. I own a dance studio, but I have a ministry. So it's a powerful thing. And so owning something is wonderful, but when you can take your passion and make it a ministry, then that's when you can build confidence. And so I see people that come in that, most of them want to learn how to dance salsa and a little merengue, but they've gone through something. Yeah. And it's written in their, it's in their soul, and they need something. And if I am the conduit and the ministry that can bring confidence through my passion for Latin dancing, then my gosh, what I have seen in 20 years has been remarkable.
Yeah. And I think it has a lot to do with just letting yourself go and letting yourself be free. Especially if you're somebody like me with 2 left feet. I love to dance. I can't dance.
You got to come in and see. You have to take a trip here to see me.
I love doing it. And I think there's something so freeing and liberating about just getting out there and doing that. And so I love the way you put it, that you have this ministry, because it's true. When you allow yourself to be free and just flow with the music in the moment, other stuff, other energy is being released. So this is my plug for anyone listening, not just to go to Alisa's dance studio if you're with her in Connecticut, but if you are at and don't have access, just get up and have a dance party.
Yes.
Get up and like,
yes, have your own dance party. Yes,
it's
put the music on that gets you moving.
But it's fun. It feels good.
It's the endorphins
going. I'm like,
oh. Well, let's do this. So anybody out there watching, these are salsa fingers. So you take your thumbs, okay, middle fingers, and you connect. And it's instant. See, you got it. And we tell the gentlemen out there that are watching, it's like double fisted, like with flowers though. Yeah. Like you could just double fist. And so that gives you that instant like Latin flavor.
I love that. And I automatically feel better and more fun when I do that. So there's magic to the ministry. So I want to talk about, because this is like so random, but it's actually not, because there's a sequence to how you got here. How do you go from salsa to beer?
I know, right? Like I had not had enough on this plate. It came from, and again, and I want everyone that's out there listening, confidence comes from taking what you know you're destined to do and broadening your horizons. So this is how I got from, pivoted into another business, into brewing. You know, going to the classes, I'm with people all the day. I'm pouring. Sometimes when the people that are pouring need to do something that's going to relax, or, some downtime. And my passion was going to breweries and going to beer festivals. My grandmothers back in the 70s would always sip on their ponies of Miller High Life. And so as a kid, I knew that my grandmothers loved beer. And so when I, became of age and able to sip with them, my palate was beer, not wine or, mixed cocktails or a martini, but it was beer. I preferred beer.
Yeah.
So with that said, I said, this is great. I'm like, I can go to a brewery or a beer fest, try all these different beers. And then I felt connected with my grandmothers. And I said, let me just check this out. So on downtime, that was my passion, hitting up breweries. I was at a brewery one day in Cape Cod, and I noticed a couple of things. There are not a lot of women. There are not a lot of people of color. And from the selections of the beers were good. I will tell you, there were some really good breweries there, but nothing hit the spot. Nothing was normal to me. Everything just didn't taste like beer. Nothing tasted like what my grandmothers used to drink.
Yeah.
And when I recognized those three things that were kind of missing on the ride home, someone asked, what are you thinking about? Like, why you're never quiet, as you can see. I'm really, I'm never lost for words. They wanted to know what I was thinking about. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make my own beer. And that's when it hit me. My goodness, I'm going to venture into this, but now let me research it. So it went from a visit to a brewery that was connected with my grandmothers for my love of beer, to I saw something. I witnessed something. I witnessed the lack of diversity. I witnessed the lack of women representation. And I witnessed a lack of beer in the market that was not owned by us. And so after the research, took me 3 years, recipe designs, knowing the industry inside and out, to say, you know what, I'm going to open up Rhythm Brewing Company. And 2017, we incorporated. 2018, we put the liquid in the can and it hit the shelves. And what a blessing. Yeah. But I will tell you, bigger than me in a can of beer, this is about employment opportunity, and it's about economic wealth growth strategies. Because anything that's $114 billion, as the beer business is, and people of color are getting less than 0.005% of that, I knew immediately that my confidence had kicked in and I was going on yet again another mission. Yeah. Because I knew that was what's
so much bigger than you. You were filling a space and a gap, not just in what you wanted to taste, but in representation And for me, that's so important because I think in order to be it, sometimes you just want to see it. You want to know that it's possible for you to do. And it's great for
Yes.
people who are able to go out there and pave the way and do it themselves and be the first. But sometimes people look for that assurance and just knowing that
Yes.
I'm not alone. And so I love that you were able to be that first for a lot of people because you're a woman and you're Black and you own a beer company, which I think there's 2, 3 others in the whole industry.
So we are the first in Connecticut. So first Black beer brand and first Connecticut, and a handful, I believe I'm the 4th in the country.
Yeah.
And because of this movement, there's more that are adding on. We've got more sisters in the beer industry.
There's no domino effect
momentum. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So in Connecticut, we had people that really, and still are to this day, supporting the brand. They want us to win. They want us to see us next to the other big brands, like across the country on the shelf. So again, let's go back to what you just said. It's the confidence of being somewhere and knowing that, okay, maybe there's not a lot of us represented. That is maybe I should step in here, but know that that's
a place where you either get intimidated or you get inspired, because it's like,
very true.
What do I do? There is this opportunity, there's this space, but I don't see myself represented here. And honestly, if you think about it, that's the place where it's like, aha, I have to do it. And I really encourage anyone to just see it as that, not see it as, oh, like this is a sign that I can't do it. No, this is the sign, honey, that you're about to be the first. And I think that that's so important. To drill down on, like, you can be the first. You can make history. You can do anything. Like, let's go get it. Like, there doesn't need to be someone before you. If your idea is crazy, then like that might be the best idea. Like, who thought, like, let's put a phone or a camera on a phone? Like that, like think about the whole concept of putting a camera on a phone. It sounds on a phone. Wild. Like, who?
It does. Like, we were like,
and then
cameras were phones were phones and cameras were cameras. We're like, that's supposed to, that was separate for
and
forever.
It was silly to combine them. And then you had someone who did, and now it's like they do not sell cameras or a phone
without a phone. Yeah.
Even if it's like the little track, like not track phone, but the little prepaid phones, all phones have cameras on them.
Everybody has a camera.
That's what people need to know about their ideas. Is like, it's fine if it hasn't been done. It's okay if people don't understand.
Yes.
You know, get your business plan together, get it in a way that's digestible. But if people laugh, that's all right. If people think it's stupid, that's okay. They don't understand.
Yeah.
The freaking world was flat.
Right. And I will tell you, see, everyone's fear. Right. Exactly. And you know, that's a whole nother show. We can go on that for hours. But and please, if you're out there and you're engaging in this conversation, everyone's feelings are valid.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have that not so warm feeling of, oh, should I do this? The confidence is your confidence meter is going to be knocked down a little bit. Yeah. Those are initial traits of, wow, I'm kind of onto something and you just don't know it yet. But identify,
to protect yourself. It's like, are we here? I haven't seen it, but that's just your instinct.
Yes, but identify with you have to identify with that, because again, if I can't sit up here and for 1 second say that my confidence, even though I know that I have this innate confidence, but there are situations that I will get into where I am tested. And then I go, then something clicks and I go, all right, let me process that. But it was, I had an aha moment. Then I said, let me research this. And once I researched it, it was a no-brainer. Yeah. So there are steps to taking that step. So just,
and I think
listeners,
huge. The thing I want to say there is researching, not just does stuff exist, but okay, if it doesn't, then how can I make it happen? Because I'm sure that's what you had to do with both of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to know what I was getting into. I wanted to know who was out there. I wanted to know who was out there in the country. I wanted to know who was down the street that was potentially doing what I was doing. I wanted to know what hops were used in certain types of beer. I wanted to know everything. I was real nosy.
Positive, yeah. You have
and
to.
and you have to be, because again, that's going to give you the confidence. That knowledge is going to give you the confidence to move forward. But if you don't have the knowledge, then you're not going to have the confidence to walk into these rooms. When you bust into that room again, and you're the only one that looks like you in the room, then you could be like, okay, I know all this, and you can answer every single question. And if you don't have all the answers, it's okay.
Just say, all right. Don't worry, I'll get back to you. No one always knows the answers to everything.
No, they don't, because I sure don't.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Don't. And being able to recognize when you don't know something and admit that, that's a whole nother confidence conversation. But like,
that's powerful.
Being able to admit your faults and being able to admit your lack of knowledge and build knowledge from there, honey, that's like key to anything.
No, it really is. It really is. That, because that opens up conversations for you to learn even more. So we don't know all. We don't know it all. So we have to have that confidence to ask.
Yeah. So I want to know, where do people find you? Are you on Instagram, website? Because you have a lot going on, and people need to check Alisa out.
Woo! Yes. So let's start with IG. So it's Rhythm Brewing Company, Brewing Co. So RHYTHM Brewing Co. If you Google us, you will find all the platforms: LinkedIn, Twitter, IG, Facebook. If you want to do some salsa dancing and get those endorphins moving, Alisa's House of Salsa, ALISA. House of Salsa. And again, our website, you can go on if you're ever in the Connecticut area, New Haven area specifically, stop in and say hi. The beer, I will tell you, so exciting. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, ShopRite, Big Y. And we're working on some really massive, major national distribution deals, because we want, again, this story to be told across the country. But for right now, we're just in Connecticut. So we are, we want people to be patient. So confidence comes with patience. And so that's also connected. Right. But follow our journey. Please follow our journey. And again, these are great conversations. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you empower, you inspire, and you pour into women like myself, but just allow me to have this platform to share my story with others.
I'm so happy that you did. We learn so much when we share our journeys, share our pathways, and talk about these things that we're often made to keep under the surface. These are like the dirty little things.
Yeah.
So I thank you so much for being here, joining Confidence Conversations, guys. Please check Alisa out.
Thank you.
We have all of her details, and we'll link them as well. But thank you for joining Confidence.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.